Chapter 57. The more rules and regulations, the more chaos in society. Govern the country in the right way. Deploy the military with wondrous strategies. Follow the law of nature, and the world will govern itself. How do I know? I know by means of this. The more laws and restrictions there are, the poorer people become. The more advanced the weapons, the darker the states. The craftier the skills that people have, the more strange and evil things are created. More rules and regulations result in more thieves and criminals. Therefore, the sage says, "When I take no action, people transform themselves. When I prefer tranquility, people become honest. When I don't interfere, people become rich. When I have no desires, people return to simple life themselves." Revelation chapter 57. To govern a country, the leaders should make a point of ruling with decency, and the law must be just. With soldiers at war, one tactic is to take the enemy by surprise. To save the world, one must understand this concept. There is no trouble in the world in the first place except one's opinion. Following Tao's way to rule can get you the support of the people. Force and decree can only be used if there is no alternative, and virtue must be infused to govern the world. How do I know all these principles? Look at how social confusion is created. If the society is full of superstition and taboo, people will become superstitious and surrounded by taboo. They will not dare to work and lead normal lives. They will then be poorer. If the officials of the court are always playing Machiavellian games and indulging in infighting, the country will be in political turmoil and chaos. It will soon fall into serious crisis. As the world advocates a variety of ingenious man-made devices and technology, all kinds of evil things violating the world will grow. Harsher statutory provisions will come into effect, but people will manage more ways to exploit the legal loopholes, and there will be more thieves. Sages who have attained Tao understand this principle. There is nothing in the world to worry about. Only stupid people create trouble for themselves. That's why they say, "I do not have to use those laws and regulations to manage, and people will automatically self-transform. I like tranquility, and people will gradually follow and right themselves. I respect the people and do not meddle with their affairs, so gradually people will enrich themselves. I do not compete with the world, do not play tactics. I discard infighting, and naturally people will return to simplicity." If Tao could be spread all over the world, naturally everyone would follow their conscience, show compassion, uphold responsibility, self-transform, right themselves, enrich themselves, and live simply. These are the cases in which strict laws and regulations are obsolete.